last time, the Seven Dawns made it to the Red City, just barely dodging a high storm on the high seas. You so at the Red City. Next morning, you went to go find Lee Dawnforger. Talk to her. You had Fryn apologize for burning down the ship.
I don't know what the fuck you're
Quotation
talking about with
marks.
that.
Quotation
Yeah, I was about
marks.
to say, you better throw some quotations in there.
Some heavy quotation marks in there.
Bold, italicized, underline quotation marks.
After Fryn
Signs
apologized, quote unquote, Allie's like, I didn't care if the ship was damaged. I just want to repair it. So she orders the ship back up to the Red City, be here in about 2 days, and then repairs will take another 2 days.
And then we leave.
She'll give it back to the Seven Dawns, because she doesn't really care who has it, as long as they give it back. You guys have the next 4 days to do whatever you want. Fryn went to a testing ground where the crazy gnome allowed her to buy a motorcycle.
What?
The things you must try.
After testing it out, it runs weird, but it's a motorcycle.
Runs.
And Titan has now plate armor.
You guys decide to spend the night in the Red City. Some are midst of different taverns. Sphene and Fryn decide to go to the same tavern, but different times. They're not telling each other. Fryn rented a room.
Glanced at each other and purposely ignored each other.
Yes. Fryn went. Do you went up to your room, Fryn?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, yeah, you went up to your room. Sphene was just nursing a drink. Well, she sees someone familiar walk in. The singer, Dolly Zariel. She seems a little different. Before when you first met her, she's cold. Her voice is completely destroyed and shot. She walks up to the bartender and asks, "Where can I find Cecil?" And that's what we'll pick up this time. So, Sphene.
I thought you were about to-
away from him am I?
I thought you were about to say, and that's where we'll pick up next time, and we all leave.
That's what we'll pick up this time.
How
Sphene.
far away from him am I?
From her, you are about 10 feet. You're sitting at a table while she's at the bar.
I'm just gonna sneakily keep an ear, or try to. Probably not gonna be very sneaky, but try to. Just listen in on the conversation and see if she gives out the reason why.
The bartender just looks at her as she's cleaning a glass. They're having a brief conversation because the bartender and Dolly knew each other. This is the same bar you went to when Dolly got assassinated. Those two are talking, and the bartender's like, I haven't seen you in a long time. You look way different. What happened to your voice? And Dolly just cold. Just doesn't reply and asks the question again. The bartender puts down a drink, the glass she's working on, and walks over to the corner of the bar. They talk for a brief moment in the corner, and then they lead to the employees area, and that's the last you saw of them.
I'm guessing they're talking for a moment wouldn't matter because you didn't say anything.
It was too low of a whisper to know what they're talking about.
Decipher. Okay.
Yeah. Unless you want to make a perception check and prove me wrong.
I mean, I'll try it. Let's be honest here, Steam is horrible at perception, but anyway.
The observant feat.
Yeah.
A whole 11.
Since you can't read lips and they're speaking in
Yeah.
Infernal, they're
Ah.
too quiet. They don't know what they're saying.
multiple reasons why I can't understand them. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You said she came in with other people. Did they go with?
No, she came in by herself.
What are they like?
Dear people. What?
Like, how are they acting? Are they acting strictly as bodyguards, or are they acting kind of like
She
friends
came in
a little
alone.
bit? You said she came in with people, I thought.
No.
No, alone.
No. Okay, fine. I thought... I don't know why my brain thought she came in with others.
You should never come alone.
Girls' logic, every time. Never go anywhere alone.
Not
Miss being
the
doing, being somewhere
not the
alone.
reference. Not the reference I was going for, but continue.
Anyway. Imagining after a while they'll come out.
It's been about 15 minutes and they haven't yet. You don't hear any talking. You just...
Is there anyone else around me?
Oh yeah, you see in the bar, 3 other people. They're all doing their own thing. They're wondering where the bartender's at because they want to order more drinks.
Is there one that's really close to me that looks kind of chatty?
Make a perception check.
And here's Speed doing investigation work with a dirty one.
No, they all seem very quiet. Shit, they don't even seem drunk. They're at a bar.
Which one's the closest to me?
It's about 2 tables down.
Are they alone?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go sit down next to them.
Okay, you sit down next to them. They have their head on the table. They don't lift their head.
Dang it! Okay, the next one that's awake.
Okay, yeah, you see over the next table, it's 2 people that are talking quietly.
One of the 2 people that are talking. And there was only 3 people total, right?
Yeah.
I'll go back to my spot and wait.
Okay. Get back to your spot. It's been about an hour. The bartender hasn't even returned yet. And people were like, the 2 who were awake and talking are like, they approach you and it's like, hey, do you know where the bartender went?
She, right? It was a she that was the bartender?
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to make sure I remember things because apparently memory is not my thing. She went into the employees only area with another gal. Although I recognize her, she doesn't quite seem like herself anymore.
Oh, interested in it. See that I was talking to my buddy over there. Do you know when she's gonna get back?
I don't. I didn't overhear much.
Oh, okay. I'll just put my tip on the counter and I'll leave because she's not serving drinks. I'm just gonna go. Okay, and those 2 just leave.
It's late night, isn't it? Right?
It is way past dark. After about 15 minutes of waiting there, silence in a room basically by yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my room.
Okay, as you're going up the stairs to go to your room, the bartender comes back and she looks pissed.
something seem the matter?
Just a friend I know for a long time. She's acting rather strange.
Strange as in how?
No, she was such a beautiful singer. And now she destroyed her own voice using magic of all things. She doesn't want to, like, normally she was such a happy person, and now she doesn't want to talk about anything. She hardly recognizes me as a friend.
I mean, things can be scarring in life.
Like, I didn't know what happened to her. Like, one day she was singing in a bar, and the next day she told me that she quit. She doesn't get an explanation. I haven't seen her for almost 6 months. And now she walked in today and demanded to see a person.
The moral dilemma here. Do I tell the friend or keep her oblivious? Did she tell you why she was after that person?
Yeah, something about getting revenge on people. She didn't want to go into much detail.
Why would she want revenge?
I don't know. Like, she didn't want to talk to me. I've been friends with her for, well, ever since we were little. It's so strange, just a complete personality flip.
Sorry if I'm taking long to think, it's just... brain is screaming, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Inner thoughts is just scream.
Mm-hmm.
Because curiosity is getting the better of me, but yet I don't have much I can say.
So, is there anything I can do for you?
Oh no, I saw her once. She was a wonderful performer. I was just curious as to what happened.
I would like to know too. 'Cause I really do not, and it's frustrating.
Again, more screaming. Well, I shouldn't keep you up too late.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna close the bar for now. I should be open for another few hours, but I just don't feel like I should have it open right now.
I understand. And
Oh.
she'll head to... Oh.
Yeah. You enter into your room, you see her pour a very tall glass of alcohol, and she just downs it. And then closes the door. Garrus.
Yeah, man.
The last few days you've been rather quiet. The Supreme, now that it's sold, the Dawnraiser won't be here for another 4 days. And you don't really know how to feel about the Dawnraiser returning. But you need to find a place to stay for a night. What do you do?
Where's everyone else going?
Everyone else went to different directions. some went to some taverns. One tavern known as the Half Fiend. Others went to like a Drunken Dwarf.
Mhm.
You see two walk into the swing bar.
All right. Well, I'm going in the opposite direction of them. That is all.
Okay.
So let's just drop my person on the map randomly. Hit doink. Hold on. Let me zoom out. Doink. Oh, I went into the ocean apparently.
The abyss.
We'll just translate. Roll 20. Stop having a. It's having a stroke. There we go. Right. It's not. Let me move the. Okay, there. Roll 20 has decided I went there.
Okay. So you're walking around. Make a perception check.
Cool.
Okay.
Nice. Blackjack.
As you're walking, trying to look for a place to stay, a tavern, a street, whatever, you see two individuals wearing red, like cultist cloaks. They have on their hood the symbol of Lewis on it.
Do we know that that's the people who are trying to be bad people?
You know that Sesdir works for the cult of Lewis.
Oh, then yeah, they bad. Are there others around?
Based off that perception check, you see the streets are pretty clear except these two, and you see these two turn into an alleyway.
This isn't a trap. I look down the alleyway after them.
Okay, you see them do a quick look around, apparently not spotting you, and they open a secret door.
Do they just pop it open like with a key or special knock, or it just opens?
Seems like some sort of special key.
I will wait. I'm gonna wait for someone else to come out so I can punch him in the face and take his key.
Make a stealth check. Okay, let me pull up some
Oh crap.
things here. Do. Okay. You're lucky. Their passive perception's not that high.
Huzzah!
So it's about an hour of waiting in the shadow. You do see a few people who have higher perception than these fools. Look at you kind of funny, like, the fuck, why are you crushing there?
From the alleyway or from the street?
From the street.
I will pretend I'm sleeping.
Okay.
For those
Without
people.
Skyrim crafting.
Basically.
Okay. You're, quote unquote, sleeping, and they're just leave you be till one of the new Gar's folk come by and pick you up.
Oh, cripe.
But before any guards come by and take you away, you do see a cult member leaving this secret door.
Is he coming this way or going away from me?
Coming towards you.
Are there still randos on the street?
You look around and make a perception check.
I have a bad idea, and I think everyone knows where this is going.
Gareth, make a bad decision.
Shut up.
You don't see any.
Sweet. I am going to wait for this dude to just exit the alleyway, then thwap him across the face with the shield.
Okay.
In the not kill way, using the flat of it We're not Captain America-ing this.
Okay, you see the guy just exit the alleyway, and you go to your strike. Roll to attack
Not
With
one.
advantage.
Would this be
with
unarmed?
advantage, and it'd be technically with your shield. So
Okay, so do you want me just to roll like the shield throw?
yeah, you have advantage. Okay, even without advantage, you
Oh, yeah.
you hit.
Whack. Okay.
Okay.
Does he get knocked out? Hopefully.
He gets pushed down. Roll for damage.
Kills him out, right? No.
That should be higher. Okay. So yeah, you hit him and push him to the ground. He seems to be dazed and confused, but he's not really knocked out.
Pretty good
That's fine.
sign.
We're going to search him quickly and take any key he may have.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Okay. You just don't want me to do well, do you?
I gotta make you roll. Okay, you try to pat down his pockets, and he grabs onto your hands and shoves you away and pulls out a dagger.
Headbutt. Everyone wins with a headbutt.
Okay, make an unarmed strike.
Not one.
You tell me, like, I know what I'm supposed to roll for that. Is that just a straight 20?
That'd be a strength
It is.
check.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. You do 1 damage. You kind of daze him for a sec as you headbutt him. He's going to try and make an attack against you.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 15 doesn't hit.
No, it does not. I don't even have to look. Even though I'm pretty weak, so nope, doesn't hit. Seeing nothing bad coming from this, I'm going to start shouting for the guards. And also shouting that I'm being attacked.
Help, I assaulted this man first.
Don't ask you.
Okay.
He's only acting in self-defense.
Shut up.
Okay, you start shouting, hoping there's some guards nearby, and you do hear, way off in the distance, someone's being attacked! Come on, men! And
It's the dude with literally all the swords.
okay. So it'd be about 2 rounds before they get there.
Oh, that's fine. Are we still grappled?
Yeah, you're gonna try grappling him?
Well, he had grabbed me, you said.
Well,
The headbutt broke that?
he didn't grab you. He tried to stab you, but you
Oh, okay.
dodged out of the way.
So we're both standing up now.
Yeah.
Okay. Seeing nothing bad happening from this. Eat?
Okay. You try him with your shield, and he just dodged out of the way, and he's gonna go for another attack against you.
That's fine.
24.
I'm not trying very hard. He stabs me, per usual.
Okay. You
Is it
take
24?
4 points of piercing damage.
That's not bad.
And 100 points of poison damage.
Should look more convincing now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I didn't even tell the DM I'm doing a second, like, kick. Okay, so he stabs me. Cool.
Okay.
I shout, I've been stabbed. Not like that. Actually,
Ah,
convincing.
I've been stabbed.
Yep.
Oh, I've been stabbed.
Oh, look, I've been impaled. That's a movie reference.
I
Let's
understand.
try yeet.
Okay.
Yeeting again.
You hit him.
That's better.
Doing quite a bit of damage. He looks rather hurt after that shield bash. Doesn't appear to be very strong. And about this time, the guards show up, and because you last hit him,
You said 2 until they showed up. So
been 2
like
rounds.
now they'd be rounding the corner.
well, the stock area is lots of straightaways. So they see you got stabbed, and then you see him bash, and he got pushed onto the ground. And they just look like adventurers. The rest say he doesn't have official guards anymore after
Oh, perfect.
Alcerio left. But they do
Perfect.
have employed adventurers. One's a dark elf, and the other one looks to be a warforged.
Okay. Seeing them, I still only have the shield out. I'm going to grab my stab wound and say, he stabbed me for no reason, and he took my key. Help. I'm not really feeling the emotion right now, so just give me a minute.
Okay. They kind of look at the other guy, and the other guy's like, he just started attacking me. So I defended myself. He looks pretty incriminating wearing cultist clothes.
Yep, that's what we're hoping for.
So, they both of them pull out manacles. They're like, okay, we're going to bring you both down to headquarters and we're going to sort this all out.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm the victim here. I've been stabbed.
It's okay, I'll say.
Just your 2 wound.
Oh, we'll have a medic look at that and, put you 2 in different rooms and we'll sort this all out. Now, come along quietly. Or we're going to get a little messy around here.
Am I allowed a phone call?
What's a phone call?
Whips out Rocky Talkie real quick. Says, hi guys. Guess what?
I'm going to jail.
Been arrested again. For a good reason this time, though. Guys mind coming to the... Where are we going?
Headquarters.
Whatever that is. You guys mind coming to the headquarters?
Adventurers Guild.
That one.
Yeah.
I relay information to party.
Okay, so they both both of the guards medical you and bring you to the Adventuring Guild.
As I'm still bleeding.
When you got there, they had a cleric up from a domain you'd never heard of, and a church lawyer. Tend to your wounds and you'll be able to heal them.
Watch me get charmed again. Okay.
Okay. Janice,
Yes.
what are you doing?
As far as I know, I was just doing temple stuff.
Okay.
Not getting arrested.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I'm trying to buy time so we don't have to fight Thanos with 50% of us MIA.
It says you're gonna fight Thanos. That's not until the Titan War arc.
You did? Earlier? Me? Oh, spoilers.
Spoilers. Okay, so here's you spend 9 in jail.
That's fine. I'm used to it.
Everyone else got their long rest in taverns and temples.
Leave it to Garrett to get arrested.
What?
It said leave it to Gareth to get arrested.
You know what, Zard? I don't like your attitude. How about you go back to talking about selling cars for chairs?
Don't get me started again. I already have an aneurysm once because of it.
Yes, you did. Anyway. I'm in jail.
Okay. Garrus, you're sent into a room that just nothing but a chair, and they put you on the chair and when the morning comes.
Am I still manacled?
Yeah, I still have manacle. You took your weapon and your shield.
Which weapon?
Double gear sword.
Probably all of them.
Well, unless you're bag holding.
Oh. Okay, cool. I'm in the
So,
chair.
you see a male tiefling with a large burn scar in his right eye.
Zuko, okay.
He has smaller lightning marks up and down his arms. So, he walks up to you, flipping over a piece of paper, and is like, "So you're being assaulted and insulting a random stranger."
I'd say beating someone with a shield who stabbed me is justified.
Yes, but clearly you're more heavily armored than the other one. And he claims
Well-
that you were attacking him.
Well, let's look at it this way. If he did stab me here, and I just defeated him outright, and then some people happen to see me standing over an unconscious or dead dude, which one do you think people will assume was the aggressor?
I see. He writes down some notes.
This is just to CYA. Oh, CMA.
Like I
Cover
said,
my arsenal.
I'm just asking a few questions and then getting both sides of the story before we'll turn you over to Camilla.
That's good. Okay. I've just heard mean things about her, that's all.
Interesting, because she knows you quite well.
Yeah.
Anywho, he asked a few more questions that are not important for roleplay.
Okay. And I answer all those questions with as much of the truth as possible without indicating me. So I don't have to roll deception.
Okay. After about an hour of questionings, you get brought over to Camilla's manor.
Ah, cripe. Breaks out the Rocky Talkie. Did anyone come to help?
I'm sorry, what was going on? I was in my long rest and didn't have the walkie-talkie on me.
What did we say about putting Rocky Talkies to vibrate?
I'm sorry, it was sleeping time. What you could call sleeping time. Oh, looks like
Okay,
Aaron
DM.
doesn't need me.
Okay. Are you going to try contacting your friends? You're manacled and just being guided to the manor.
Do I have my stuffs?
You have your stuff back.
Aw. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to call literally everyone and say, hey guys, I could use a hand going over to Camilla's, and I know you people literally hate it when I go over there. So, Ari,
What the
Spin,
hell did you do this time?
some dude stabbed me, and he has a key I want, because it's mine.
I guess I will come over.
Yay!
Someone has to bail you out of jail.
That yay
For the
was internal.
second time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you guys want me to get freaking brain controlled again?
Why is it you that goes into jail? Why isn't it Lunk more often?
If he were here, we could ask him.
Not telling you.
Why is it you? Can
Again,
you answer me back?
refer to my previous statement.
I can explain later. It's nothing I haven't already told these
Better
fine gentlemen here.
explain well.
Okay, Ari, geez. Ugh.
This isn't Ari, this is Sphene.
Well, you're sounding like Ari.
How do I sound like Ari? Ari has a
being-
completely different voice than I.
You were being very judgmental about decisions that were made.
Poor ones.
And you're just assuming that I was in the wrong.
You got arrested.
You got arrested. What about arrested?
Excuse
I
me.
don't understand.
Excuse me, Anna got arrested before too, if you remember. During that Crown the Fool game crap, where she was flying around on her freaking hoverboard.
And what
I
were
mean,
you doing
Shield?
at that same thing?
Also getting arrested. Someone else is involved, I don't remember who that was.
Wasn't that Lunk who was also... No, it was... No, Freya was...
It was you.
Boom!
You
I
didn't get
wasn't
arrested though.
I didn't get arrested.
Who has a bad memory now?
I played Crown the Fool. I didn't get arrested. I was asking who else got arrested and thinking about that. It was Gareth, Anna.
We were
was
playing
it
that
Monk,
game.
or was it Janice?
It wasn't
No,
Monk.
it's just Gareth and it was just Gareth and Anna.
No, there were three of us.
Yeah, there were
Oh,
three.
Pretty sure
Blanc.
it was Speen. It was DM is correct. It was Speen. I remember because she like
No.
bashed some old lady off to the side with an axe.
No.
And is this conversation happening in game? Because I hope it
Yes,
is.
it is.
Yay!
No, I would have remembered that. I
No,
bailed
you
you out.
definitely did.
Remember
You
that?
definitely did.
Tell me, how could I bail you out if I was arrested?
You have money. You can bail yourself out. That's a thing.
You
Look,
just
I'm
see
not saying that someone. Nope. Keep going, DM.
Garrus, you just see your guide just roll his eyes like super hard every time you bring up this game.
That's
You're
fine.
the reason they stopped doing that, I swear.
Look, Speen, I don't know why your memory is so bad. Maybe just there's a magnet bouncing around in that noggin, which is wiping the data. But that's what happened.
Sorry, what's data?
I can't believe you hit an old lady.
It's like a digital memory. Yes, Speen. Listen, a friend. Why would you hit an old lady? It's
Friend, you
totally
don't even
different. It's
know
totally
what
different
happened.
than some
You weren't
cultist
there.
stabbing you with a knife. It's okay. We can talk about your
No, how about
transgressions
this?
later.
I wonder if I went and talked to the people who arrested us, quotation marks. Very robotic sounding.
Speen, I'm about to get mind controlled again. Do you really think this is pertinent?
Well, you're trying to claim some blame on me. I wonder if I should come bail you out anyway.
Oh, no. I'm just making sure that your pot is not calling this kettle black.
So about this
That's
time, you guys, Garrus, you make it to Camille's Manor, and anyone else who
Yeah,
wants to help. Is everyone else going to the manor?
We're
Someone's gonna
go.
save Gareth.
Emily would be there.
Emily and Ari are there.
Yay.
So,
And very disappointed in me.
and giving you the most daggers look.
Oh, Sven is joining in that. 10 times.
Oh, the other two are justified in that. Speen is not. So, that's fine.
Okay, the guy brings you to the manor and says, okay, go inside. Do you?
So are you guys going to be out here when we're done? Or what's shaking bacon?
Well,
You-
we'll
you-
see who... yeah, I'll be out here when you're done talking to her.
Okay.
What about the rest of us? Can we
You guys
enter
can go in
well?
as well to defend the
Okay.
accused.
Whoa, accused. This is preliminary.
Stupid.
That is fair.
Please forgive him for his stupidity. He's had a very rough time. And I'm honestly not sure how many brain cells are left in there.
That's funny coming from you who can't remember getting arrested.
Can I smack him on the backside of his head?
Okay, you whack him in the backside of the head. Is Garrus, it hurts. Because metal hand.
It would mind you to stay quiet.
Oh, 4 damage, thanks. That's fair.
Metal hand.
That's the same as getting stabbed with a knife.
One
Which
damage.
happened, by the way.
An unarmed strike is 1 damage, so.
I know, but it was funny.
Okay. You guys go inside the manor. Being led by Francis again. The entire group gets guided to the same library room that Garrus, Ari, and Emily, and Sven first met Camilla. And Francis bows and points you to go inside. You walk into the room. You see sitting at a desk a male tiefling wearing a fancy tux, doing some paperwork.
Does he look familiar?
Oh, he looks strikingly familiar.
Oh, God.
Do I recognize him?
You have never met this person.
Mm, is that the only thing it does?
Pardon our intrusion, and forgive us for wasting your time as such. I am Sveen. This is Gareth.
Close the door.
DM, do I recognize him with my perception roll?
Yes, you automatically recognize him.
Is this the dude who stabbed me and broke my boat?
Yes. He does have a sword on him that you can see.
Okay, cool. I like walking into an office with Thanos.
Anyway, the door is probably shut.
Okay,
Hitting shut or something.
the door is shut. He took his arms and folded the fingers interlock above below his shin. So I would like to apologize to all of you. Except you, pointing to Friend. I don't think I've met you before.
Hey.
I don't believe so.
Well, he stays sitting. Well, I am Sestir.
You know that guy we've been hunting? I mean, looking for?
The moment he
I
said
was-
hunting, Sveen jabbed her elbow into him.
That was said out loud, guys. Okay.
Yeah, Sveen jabbed her elbow into you.
Ow, that's 2 damage now.
Oh, shut up.
You still see him, even with this little humor going on, you just neutral face. Unfortunately, Camilla can't be here today, so I'll be here in her absence. So, the recent stuff that's been going on with you and your little gang, I am deeply sorry for.
Do you mind elaborating, since I'm not... It seems my memory elapsed me, glaring at Gareth.
Well, it does.
Do you
Well,
mind reminding us of why you're apologizing?
we were looking for a member of our society. She was being quite elusive. We sought point to Garrus. Garrus's mother knew where she would be at. We asked her a few questions. She didn't give us a response.
Kidnapped.
We couldn't find her. So we went after her son, who
Stabbed in back. This is all in-game, by the way.
we briefly interrogated and accidentally destroyed his vessel,
And back.
which I was unaware you were injured in the accident.
Bold.
Then,
I grabbed my heel on his foot.
3 damage. Yo, you do this 99 more times, Scare Bear be dead.
then,
You be quiet for a minute.
then one of our members decided to make sure Garrus was out of the way and got him demoted and excommunicated, which I found unfair, which is why I am here, besides taking up the role as supervisor for the Adventuring Guild. So, because of my generosity, I'd like to offer all of you something you want. You name it: gold, money, property.
Gareth to shut his mouth.
I'd be willing to give it to you.
I know how deals work. It isn't always so one-sided.
I am a man of my word, and I will not go back on a deal.
But that doesn't mean deals can't be warped. Someone could say, I want gold, and you give them a piece of gold.
No. You name an amount, I'll give you the amount. That's how deals work. If a person goes back on a deal, they're nothing more than criminals.
Besides, what reason do we have to trust your word? As from where we stand, you've attacked our ship, tried to injure us.
Succeeded.
As this, you see just facepalm very slowly. Not to mention, harassed family members of our group, and our group as well. Got them demoted, and left us stranded in a desert.
This is why I need to apologize. My behavior has been most unlear-like. A good leader leads by example. And my example thus far has been poor.
Satan.
He gets up from his desk, still calm and collective, has his hands behind his back. So, I'm offering to apologize with whatever you guys need. Your group has been well known for taking down mages, assassins, even a beholder, I heard.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to need capable fighters in the upcoming battle.
And this battle?
He sits back down, has his hands folded underneath his chin. The Mad Titan is returning. It's predicted that he'd be here in less than a year. Without strengths of capable fighters, this planet is doomed.
Do I remember the Mad Titan being said at all?
Yes, you recall it being mentioned several times to different folk you talked to. Rengar and Lysandra mentioned both Mad Titan. Rengar even had the gauntlet of Mad Titan.
Did they say what his name was?
Mad Titan.
I'm willing to bet he's just known by the Mad Titan.
He has only been known by the Mad Titan. 3,000 years ago, the Mad Titan was defeated by King Arthur, an orc. Because of his leadership, it didn't cost that many lives. Unfortunately, our leaders nowadays are too weak and pathetic to fight in such a grand battle. So we need a large army, and even then our chances of surviving are slim. So we need capable fighters. So, I'd like to deeply apologize and hopefully have your 7 Dawns on my side in the upcoming battle.
I'm hella sus of him because, trust issues with him.
Make an insight check.
I did.
Garrisy's hard to read.
Okay.
Anyone else want to make an insight check that can?
Yeah.
Hard to
I
read.
barely see more than Gareth.
He seems upfront and honest, but he's hard to read with his collective demeanor.
Anyone else have better insight than I do?
Nope.
We're all gonna die.
Can I
Yes.
give myself a +5? Go 16.
He's hard to read.
That's 16.
Even at 16. He has stupid high charisma.
I thought he was like 34. I'm sorry. You guys can keep going.
So, is there anything that you would like from me?
Seems
Sure, it was here.
seems like there's a
That was
lot
it.
more paths to this group than I've been led to believe between you and them. And I guess I just require more of a guarantee that I'm not going to end up coming up on the short end of any kind of stick.
He
When all
pulls
this
out a
is
piece
said
of
and
paper from the desk he's sitting at, and he hands it to you. It's a double contract written in common. Do you know how double contract works, Warfriend?
done. Is that a question or a comment? Like,
A question.
would I know how they work? I mean, she understands the general concept of a contract.
Yeah, you understand like a standard contract. Uh, but he specifically targets double contracts.
Hmm.
Friend, a doubles contract, when both parties sign, are guaranteed by Asmodeus himself to not be broken, altered, or changed in any way. You can read over if you like.
Yeah, she's gonna be looking over it, front to bottom, top to back,
Okay, it's
and
just
then using detect magic on it to see if there's any kind of illusionary magic sitting on the paper.
okay. You use detect magic. It emanates uh, infernal magic, just because
Well,
that's how.
she's focusing on illusionary for like invisible script or
It
words being switched around or hidden, anything like that.
There's no illusion magic. It just emanates pure, like staring into the nine hells themselves. Other than that, it looks clean. It says on your contract, um, signee, signer, and then what you would like. So for certain columns like checkmark gold, checkmark um, power, checkmark any of a list of categories, and then at the bottom put down like sum of like how much gold cost value, and it has a back as terms conditions, pretty black and stuff, and at the bottom it says signature.
Yeah, like I said, she's let other people speak if they need to speak, but she's like all over this thing, just making sure there's no double
Okay,
meaning.
out of character, real quick. Remind me of the cult of Lilith again, because memory fades.
Okay,
BBEG.
it
I know.
is the main bad guy of the campaign. They're trying to summon the goddess, not the goddess, the archdevil Lilith to bring her to godhood.
Okay, thank you. Now, question. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're working with the cult of Lilith.
We like to think of ourselves as a society, but yes.
I've heard some. What's the word I'm looking for? Perplexing, maybe? Well, some interesting rumors, nonetheless, about what the cult is wanting to do.
And life.
The Mad Titan, stories do not tell of how it gets sealed away. From what I have found from very ancient records, is that it requires a god to die to permanently seal the Titan into the abyss. The last time that didn't happen, which is why it's returning. We want to take a god that has fallen, bring her back to power, and then have her willingly sacrifice herself to permanently seal his Titan.
And who might this god be?
Lilith.
But in order to bring Lilith to power, what is necessary?
Let me worry about that.
Guys, are we freaking serious here?
I mean, do you have anything to include in the conversation?
This is the dude who's tried to kill us multiple times? And you're listening to him?
Well, yeah.
You don't see any problem with that?
I mean, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and if this Titan is as bad as it's sounding, I think that realistically speaking, we can't have any kind of chance of defeating it alone.
Or he's full of crap.
If these contracts are as potent as he's saying they are, you can always just write in the clause to cover your ass. If you're that concerned about it.
You see, Gare Bear is barely holding himself together at what's happening. But keep going.
I mean, would you rather us just try and fight this thing on our own, Gareth?
That's assuming he's telling the truth. Probably
Okay.
not.
And if he's not, we can just cross that bridge when we get there.
Are you freaking... Well, sounds like you already decided.
I haven't been around... Well, I have. To a degree that long. I've been around longer than you have, and I know that sometimes you have to do things you don't like to guarantee survival. And this seems like one of those instances where either we do this, then we guarantee our survival and the survival of everyone else we care about, or we have to deal with this cult and the Titan at the same time. Now, is that something you really think we can handle?
Even if you believe him, he said a year. Like,
Okay.
we got time. You're so concerned.
But time for what, Gareth? What are you going to do in a year?
Not whatever he's talking about here.
Garrus, I know you don't trust me.
Can't imagine why. I mean, yes.
You really should, considering that we're brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not by blood, but by Lilith.
Oh, is that why you literally broke my spine? Like Batman?
You make some
Sorry, who's
strange
Batman?
references.
I know. Do people not read? Anyway.
Your mother was a part of our society. Your sister was the one that we're looking for. That means They were brothers. Were sons of Lilith.
Okay, you have a very loose interpretation of that word, but okay. No, everyone else talk. People already know my feelings. Don't you frickin' try to sweet talk me here. But because it ain't gonna work.
And again, Gareth, we do this, we deal with it, and then if you really want him dead that bad, you can kill him afterwards.
By $3 the way opens. By blood of the willing, the gates of her imprisonment. By the sun will her bonds be broken. As he quotes from some book you have never heard of.
I'm not responding.
Oh, fine, Garrus. If you want me dead that bad, he pulls out
Whoa, 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 whoa,
a
whoa, whoa,
contract
whoa.
and lays on the table.
Yeah, no, that's not. Don't you have other people to try to seduce here?
I am not seducing you.
Really? Because it sounds like you already got front.
Let's be honest, Friend is easy to win over.
That was out of game. That laugh was out of game. Oh,
I'm easy to win over when it makes sense.
when you literally put 0 thought into anything. But
Again, Gareth, what are we
hey, did you
doing?
bring your dog?
Yes, I always have him with me.
Okay.
My point being, though, Gareth, what are you going to do?
You people just believe him.
I mean, I don't trust really, honestly, a damn thing he says, if you want me to be completely honest. But do you really want to have a fight with this cult and then deal with the Mad Titan?
Hey, one of them stabbed me, so clearly they want to fight with me.
I mean, I stabbed you. Yeah, we're not having that same debate.
Oh my god, people. Also, please, someone else chime in. Otherwise, this is going to be a Zard and Ryan talk again.
That was out of game.
Janice,
Yes.
what would you like?
What do you mean, what would I like?
You've been awfully quiet.
Well, yeah, you guys are at fucking Lilith's place. Or are you guys at Lilith's place?
Yeah.
I went to the fucking headquarters of the Adventurers Guild because
I
that's
said
where
you
you
could
told
come.
me to go. Oh no, that's where you told me to go. It's like, hey, I go to the Adventurers Guild because I'm fucking arrested. I was like, oh, okay, I'm
No,
heading over
no,
to the Adventurers Guild.
no. That got changed when the player learned more info.
It didn't get changed to everyone else because everyone else is already there.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're right. So you're the only one who didn't get the memo. Who do you think's at fault for that?
Oh, you.
Wow.
Okay, we'll say for sake of brevity, you were there at Lewis's manor.
Mhm.
Yay.
I'll just say I just got there.
Okay.
Oh, fun for you to join, Janice.
Now, what's going on? Why was Gareth arrested again?
Good point, Gareth. You still haven't explained that.
The dude stabbed me, so I bopped him with a shield.
Why did he stab you?
Because he
I'm gonna
just
look
came out
at
of an
you.
alleyway and then he stabbed me.
I'm gonna look at you suspiciously, like I know you're lying.
Janice should roll insight.
Yeah, roll insight.
Ah, crap.
Why?
Hey, I'm not lying. So,
You're missing
So
some
you're not telling
details.
everything.
Boink. Come on. Let's do my thingy. Gotta love that plus 13 insight.
Yeah. He's missing some details.
I know he's lying.
you know he's not telling the whole truth.
Oh, he's gotta roll deception though.
I'm not lying. I'm just not sharing it all, which you've already established, so I don't need to roll.
Oh, so I know
Yeah, and
you're
also
lying. Cool.
you'll roll higher than any roll he would have had with either persuasion or deception.
I'm gonna keep looking at you in disappointment.
Disappointment. That's out of character.
You know what, Janice? How about you just turn freaking evil again and stab a bunch of people? Huh? Huh? How's that sound? Seem to
I
remember you
am not
failing one of
evil.
Fezzer's people here to death.
Now I'm just gonna get pissy. I am not evil.
Anyway,
As I was saying to the rest of the Seven Dons, I'm willing to apologize and offer you anything you would like to join my side against the Mad Titan.
Let me ask a question. Does it need to be signed today?
Absolutely not.
Then we have time to decide.
Preferably for 2 weeks is up.
What's happening in 2 weeks?
the end of the world.
Plans. Best to set a deadline before plans go into motion.
Because I think we need some time to talk amongst ourselves.
Are you people freak?
Take all.
Figure a solution to some of the qualms we are having.
Take your time. I'll be here all day. Francis will still show you out. He claps his hands, and the door opens, and there's Francis. What do you guys do?
You mean Ajax?
Sven's gonna go.
Garrus, make sure you look over that contract.
Shove it. Anyway, Gare Bear is just glaring at him aggressively.
You're lucky Sven's already left. She would've. You're being so disrespectful. She dislikes that.
He's just staying there
You're the
calm and just staring back at you, just like an intense staring contest with his completely black eyes.
Sven, I'd like to point out here, out of game, that for someone being so concerned over how Gare Bear's acting, you're just like, bye.
Yeah.
You
I'm
have
gonna
fun
go
seeing
get
that same room as
information.
that person you want to kill.
Yeah, I'm going to get information.
Bad guy.
I'm getting information.
So is Garrett just standing in there?
Yes, we're glaring.
Friend's
At
gonna
each
grab
other.
Garrett. Just
Hold
like-
on, I haven't rolled my intimidation check yet. Heh. Did I do good? Oh, he's not intimidated.
He intimidates you. You're just sweating cold sweat just staring at him. He rolled really high as his intimidation.
Great.
Yeah, friend's gonna grab Gareth and just start pulling him out.
We're not resisting super hard.
Wasn't planning on that, so yeah, she just drags him out.
Hmm.
Still holding her contract, making sure Gareth still has his.
Oh, Gareth isn't taking his. Unless
Friend
someone
will-
else grabs it.
Yeah, friend's gonna grab his and bring it with her.
Okay. I'll send you the link too.
And then yeah, just drag him out of the room.
Okay. Ari and Emily both leave as well.
I follow them.
Okay. You guys get let out onto the road by Francis, and he's like, "Oh, just drop those contracts off before 2 weeks is up," and he closes the door behind you.
You people got to be freaking kidding me.
Do we have another option?
Yeah, not this.
Give me another option.
Why don't we talk about this in somewhere more private?
Grumpily stomps.
Where are you stopping to?
I'm following you people, because apparently you guys know better.
Okay, where do you guys go to?
Where's a place where we can be private?
Don't we still have the other ship sitting here?
No, that got
Green?
sold.
Yeah, that
Oh.
got sold to the other people.
GG, good thinking.
We can go to the temple if we need a room.
Does the temple have a room that is private?
Yes.
Do they allow for shouting?
I can't promise that.
Let's go there, since it'll be our best option right now.
Okay, you guys head over to the temple, and Janice leads you to a private room, and that's where we'll take a quick 5-minute break. And we'll.
God, do I have a needy cat right now?
So you guys are at the temple in a private room.
So, Gareth, now that we're out of the presence of him, why don't you tell us about your wonderful nights you had that got you arrested?
Oh, you mean before you people decided to join the motherfucking son of the nine hells?
I never said I was joining. I
Oh,
was
let's
just
think
trading
about it, you guys.
information.
Let's think about it.
Keep him on. It's a way so we can come back and get more information when necessary.
Hold on, I'm inciting that. I did okay.
I don't know, Sween.
Has been
I
telling
mean,
the
she's
truth.
not lying. She does not trust him, period. And she has nothing he can give her that she already has.
All right, fine. I was looking for a place to stay because you people freaking hate me as of late. Found some twat dressed up all in cultist clothing, as one does. Watched a couple of them go into a super secret hideout somewhere down here in the docks. Saw one of them come out, bashed him in the face with my shield, hoped to knock him out, didn't, got stabbed, shouted for the guards that I'd been stabbed, bashed him some more, guard showed up. You're aware of the rest.
You didn't think to maybe call us before you did
You
anything?
people freaking hate me right now, so no, I didn't.
I mean, we don't hate you, you just make decisions like this and it upsets us.
Yes.
So we don't hate you, we just wish you would think more.
Yes. For once we see eye to eye. That's rare.
What have you two ever disagreed on?
I'm just gonna glance over at Warfin and look the other way.
Wow, what a hollow statement.
Anyways,
Anyways, it's grammatically incorrect.
Moving on.
There we go.
you can have your beef with Desert or whatever his name is after we deal with the situation
Oh, you mean that of Thezra over there wanting to bring back a freaking demon?
Now
Okay, but here's the
before
thing: if what he said is true,
Yeah.
as one of us can write in our contract, if there's nothing else you honestly want, write in that contract that after the dude is dead, that any summoned beings are sent back to the rightful planes. There, you have just covered your butt.
Nope. Not covered.
Why?
It's like giving a kid a knife and saying, hey, after you don't stab someone with it, bring it back. Yeah, because there's not 100 billion other things they can do with that.
Okay, but they would have to follow the contract given
You're right,
how.
they may not stab someone, but they could shank. Different terminology.
Well, no, you said it in there specifically. When Mad Titan is defeated, any summoned entities are returned back to the Nine Hells immediately.
No, you people aren't going to listen to me. Just do your own thing. You people talk about it, then I'll see how upset I am with all of you afterward.
I mean, you're
before
upset
we
about
go
it.
on to signing, I think we need to address something. You know, the fact that they're wanting to summon a god to destroy them, to reinvigorate another god, to have them quote unquote sacrifice themselves. Who knows if they will even do that once they've gained power to defeat a Mad Titan.
And do we have any better plans on how to beat this guy?
Well, one, taking away the god that they're wanting to will not end well for anyone.
Okay, but that doesn't stop the Titan from coming back, so we're back to square one.
Why are you just assuming he's telling the truth on that?
Did anyone get any other feeling that he was lying to us on that front? Because unless anyone has any kind of feeling that gives him suspect,
I mean, let's be honest here. None of us really trust him.
I mean, that's obvious. To give him the things that the Titan has done, is that really something you want to, like, risk? Just on the off chance that maybe they're right?
But yet they want us to sign in 2 weeks, yet he isn't supposed to be here till a year. Know what's happening in 2 weeks? They're gonna
What?
try and kill the one god that we don't want dead.
Isn't that part of this whole thing of killing the Mad Titan that they literally just finished stating? Is that something needs to die?
Yes. But the god that they're wanting to kill is the moon goddess.
Okay.
To bring back the other moon goddess that has been what is
The Lilith is not a moon goddess. She's a goddess of love.
Oh. They want to take down the one moon goddess, then the other moon goddess will destroy the world, sort of thing. Is that what I've gotten so far?
Diana, they want to kill, and if she is dead, you don't know what happens. If that moon is still around, if it does goes bye bye, if it blows up, you don't know. To bring back former love goddess to sacrifice herself to stop Mad Titan from
Has she been known to sacrifice herself before, or do we know much about her history?
roll a religion check, and anyone who's proficient in religion.
Me.
I hold a whole lot of nothing.
Okay, Speen, yeah, no idea. Janice, you heard uh, a long time ago, uh, during the creation of the world,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that Lilith was trying to have a child. This child will be known as a Titan. Well, when the air gods found out about it, they destroyed said child, banished Lilith to the Nine Hells where Asmodeus, stripped her of her power, and she got demoted to Archdevil.
Okay, I'm gonna relay all this information.
So she wanted to give birth to a Titan, correct? Yep.
Yes.
So, where did this Titan come from?
Make okay. The DC is going to be really high. Anyone who's proficient in history, roll a history check.
I'm actually proficient in history,
I as well.
and I rolled a 2.
No
God, I
credit.
shouldn't have broken that mirror. I legit broke a mirror. I have 7 years of bad luck on me.
I would like to throw inspiration to Sphene.
Roll a D10.
Serene or
I was about to say, Sphene rolled lower than I did. I rolled
Yeah.
a 14.
Fern rolled way higher than that.
Yeah, friend got a 14.
Why does it say 5?
Because
Because it's stupid.
Plus 9.
if you
Yeah,
look
but
below
Friend's
it,
trying to argue against me.
So, give it.
No, I'm giving Friend a 4th inspiration. You
Okay.
roll your d10. Hopefully that'll knock some freaking sense into you.
19. Anyone else?
I'll throw mine in, sure. Ah!
Nice.
Okay. You barely got it. The DC was 28.
Yes. Uh,
Okay.
So who did he come from?
Friend, in a stroke of weird knowledge of something like putting pieces together in your brain as a race to figure out what a Titan is, of all these books you've read and how many years you've lived, Titans are children born of gods. They're as strong as gods, but immortal. Because gods can die. These gods don't get their power from worshippers, they get their power from just being themselves. They were banished to this planet during the Age of Creation. Well, when this planet was eventually once resettled by mortals, worshippers of said gods, the gods tried to kill off the Titan, which sparked the first Titan War. This Titan War, after going on for a millennia, the gods found out that very bad way that these Titans cannot die. There were 6 of them. So they decided to seal them away into different places. One was sealed into the abyss, which this Titan that's going to come back is from the abyss. That Lilith trying to birth another Titan is a big no-no in religion. Because birthing a being that's stronger than yourself and a cluster of other gods is basically associated with treason.
So he's wanting us to go against an unkillable being. And saying that a god should, quotation marks, take care of it if they sacrifice themselves.
and you have any other plans if this Titan actually comes around, being that it is unkillable and we here are not gods?
I mean, even if we were gods, we would be unable to kill it.
Best thing you can do is
Exactly.
seal it away.
So they have something that we don't, or at least a way of dealing with it.
Question, referring back to when he was talking to us. Did he say seal it? Or what was his
He
words
said
again?
seal it away because it requires a god to sacrifice himself to seal it.
But last time they didn't, so he slumbered for 100 years.
He slumbered for 3,000 years.
3,000. Well, we can let him slumber again, or figure out a way to make him slumber again. And it's another 3,000 years.
And by that time, hopefully, all of us are dead and gone, and it is no longer our problem.
Okay,
And
if
then
you're
the
so
only exact
concerned
God
about
can
it,
do
then
so.
just if you're so concerned about not being alive whenever this happens, why don't you just leap off a tower right now? That would take care of it.
I have things I want to do while I'm alive now.
You got a year. Also, I'm shutting up again. You guys keep going at it.
Yeah, but a year isn't enough to do what I
I
need.
much agree with that.
So if something doesn't happen within to deal with this thing come the year, we're all dead, and then who knows how many more generations have to deal with this Titan, and they all end up dead. I mean, what we could do is go back and say, we're not going to agree to it yet, because he's asking us to help him with the Mad Titan the conflict with the Titan itself, not whatever else is going on. So why don't we just, you know, assuming he agrees, we just wait until the Titan conflict? Then he can give us our assistance?
He said he wanted it within 2 weeks.
Okay, then he's gonna have to amend that.
He doesn't quite seem like the type to change his mind after he's made it.
Well, then I guess that he won't have our help, and hopefully they can do it on their own.
So then we are back to what we were planning before and stopping them on killing the moon goddess.
And then what do we do about the Titan?
They were able to seal it before without a god. What says we can't do it again?
The likelihood of most of this party being alive to that point. Or this party still in a functioning capacity together, assuming that we don't all run separate ways. It seems like whatever bond that exists here now is already thin enough. I'm not gonna hold my breath on it lasting another year. I'd appreciate being wrong on that front, but just speaking realistically on that. I mean, am I wrong on that assumption? So that's something else that would have to get discussed, depending on which way we go about all this fighting. Whether we side with the cold, go against the cold, and then gotta deal with the Titan. Like, That's another year we're gonna have to be together as a group, as a party. Do you really think that that can happen?
I think we can last a year.
Some people, some individuals possibly, others I don't know about. That's got to be part of this discussion because we're all gonna have to be involved in this one way or the other. And I share Janice's um, attitude, and I would hope that would be the case, but again, I don't know. Else have a thought on this?
Oh,
Yes, no, maybe.
You're making good points, I will say that. But there's also the fact of Lilith is not on our side. We've been going against them.
Okay.
And now we're suddenly deciding to be a part of them.
For the short duration, if that's what we decide on, it's
And what
fine.
happens when that battle is done? Or even before that battle, or during that battle? And they decide we are no longer needed.
So by
Then we not only have them to deal with and the Titan, but we're already weakened.
what's different about that than if we try fighting them both?
If we do both, we have time on to our advantage.
Not
We have time to
exactly.
prepare.
Given that this cult, depending on how big it is and how much influence we have, if we decide to go against them, they could be on us whenever they want, wherever they want, and harass us constantly. And what are we supposed to do then? We will constantly be in a weakened state, and if again, we can't guarantee we can eradicate the cult entirely before we deal with the Titan. Who says we're fighting the Titan and some agents of the cult don't show up and mess us up anyway? Whether we deal with them now and side with them now and deal with their double crossing then, or tell them both, tell them to shove off, like we have to deal with them. And we're going to be crossing swords with them one way or the other. And it's, one way isn't going to be the better way. Because regardless of how we do it, we're all going to be weakened. We're all going to be in a state of unpreparedness. And we're going to have to pull something together. So it doesn't matter which way we go about it. They're going to get or try to get what they want either way. Seeing as they've already sent agents at you before and wounded Gareth and obliterated a ship that you were all using. Who's to say they don't do that in 3 months if we tell them to shove off? Who says they don't do it next week? Who says they sit on it and don't do anything until we're fighting the Titan? The situation we're in is damned if we do, damned if we don't. And I'd rather do the damned if we do and have at least more of a chance at beating this thing. Because the thing is if we're fighting with them against the Mad Titan and they turn on us, those agents that are present are also going to be weakened. So it'll be an even playing field on that front.
Garrus, you feel in the back of your head the words that Entropy said to you.
Yeah, I know. I'm not talking about it though, because everyone will be mad at me for that. They'll still want to go along with it. We will be just fine. DM killing dingle putts here, getting rid of them, and then worrying about any titans.
They're putting a lot of faith into their god. What says their god will do anything for them?
Emily pipes up, well, that's what religion is face. Just that here, you can see their face. Faith.
But the god gets what they want already. They get the power that they wanted.
Well, gods do if they want to do.
Exactly. Who says that God won't empower the Titan? What says that God won't abandon us? Or them?
It's very
Then
possible that gods are fickle.
Then they lose their followers and lose their own power.
Gabriel is going to pipe up, slap the sword, and say, hey Anna, do you hear that? Someone's talking about working with these super trustworthy deities. Got anything to say on that?
I was
Puzzle.
saying against the deities.
Oh no, I'm talking about Friend. You keep going.
We're putting a lot of faith, quotation marks, into this God playing nice. But yet, as we know it, she's a traitor. She wanted to create another Titan, betraying her own gods that she ruled with. What says she doesn't betray again and create another Titan? That's her goal.
Who says they just don't find another group of powerful individuals to help them? I mean, if you really think that the 7 of us sitting in this room are the only ones capable of helping them with this task, you are sorely mistaken. The difference is they have us right now debating this. And whether we say yes or no hinges on whether they go and seek out another group of individuals and sit there and talk them up and sound like the best thing ever. At least this way we have them in our back pocket. We don't have to worry about any kind of outside influence. It's just them. Because the thing is, too, is they're not going to trust us as far as they can throw us if we agree with them. Like, that's what this whole situation is. We don't trust them, they won't trust us, and everyone's going to be at their blades ready, waiting for somebody to slip up.
So you're saying to willingly trust them?
Am I willingly trusting them? Not exactly. It's more, we need to talk to him more and agree to the destruction of the Titan and nothing else. And if they do this whole cult thing, that would be going against the contract because they would be bringing in another one of these Titans.
Say, do we remember what the goddess of the moon, the whatever one that they're wanting to kill to bring back Lilith? Is she just the moon, or is she other things as well?
She is. Give me a sec while I open up my notes.
All the interesting questions.
Well, I have a fuck ton of notes. Okay, let's be honest here. Roll history check or religion, up to you.
History. Hey, that's a better number.
Okay.
For the whole day.
Diana, the big moon, is the neutral goddess of fertility, lycanthropes, and fear. She's also of the moon.
Also of the moon.
Well, that's because that's her realm.
Yeah,
Get it?
I just had to joke. Also, the moon.
The moon.
She's a fertility god.
Oh no, she's gone. People have a harder time making babies.
No.
Lilith is also fertility. Was a fertility god.
Lilith then becomes the fertility god. She is now even more fertile. She can create more titans. What happens then?
Wouldn't the contract sign kind of cover that?
They have no control over a god.
Okay, then we don't help them and they do it anyway? We're back to square one with dealing with a god who's going to be popping out titans.
If we take care of them, that god doesn't come into power, thus leaving no more titans being added.
And how long do you think it'll take to hunt down every member of this cult? To the man.
Ari pops up.
Most-
You don't need to kill every member. You just need to kill the head.
Yeah, Thesdir.
Well,
Thesdir
Sestir and
and
maybe
Lilith.
Camilla.
Camilla Lilith. We just need to kill those two. It'll shake them up enough where
It'll delay their plans enough for how long, whatever that is.
at least Delilah to be, or the moon goddess, whoever her name is, to be safe again.
And
Since
then
it's a time-sensitive thing that they can to kill her.
And
Yeah,
then
and
you
we
make
have
them
timed up
martyrs.
2 weeks. 2 weeks into the blood moon where Diana's weak enough to be killed by Lilith. If we delay that, then we delay it for how long until next blood moon? Which,
And how often do the blood moons come around?
make history check. Everyone who's proficient in history.
I'm proficient in history. Apparently, I'm not very good at time.
You're not very good at the moon thing.
I'm not very good at time in general. Let's be honest here.
Janice, blood moons happen about every 2 years.
I say this to the party.
So are we going to be dealing with this cult every 2 years?
Well, you have a year until the Titan comes. So this is their quote-unquote last chance.
So we
So
kill...
once we take care of them this time, they hopefully, and probably won't, because the next time the Titan comes around, it's 3,000 years.
Okay, but you're saying that they're using this whole summoning the Titan as just a scapegoat to get Lilith here.
Yes.
So, take the Titan out of the equation. Every 2 years, this cult is going to be trying to find a way to kill Diana and replace her with Lilith. Unless you can completely eradicate their cult to the man. Because you kill Thesser and Lilith, You just turn them into martyrs for the rest of their followers.
Ari pipes up. They also need all 3 daughters of Lilith. If you kill all 3 daughters, you have to wait at least 20 some odd years before the next ones are born.
Okay, you can kill people, but you can't kill the idea. That's the whole thing I'm getting
Yeah, but you
at.
need all 3 daughters. And they kill all 3 daughters, according to says dear, to bring out Lilith from her imprisonment from that hell. So we at least buy ourselves 20 years.
Assuming that they just don't resurrect the daughters.
I don't know. I'm based off my organization told me and what I got from the little conversation with
I mean,
Sensor.
if anyone can guarantee that when we kill these bastards, we have a guaranteed 20 years and not having to worry about the cult piecing their corpse together and resurrecting them next month, then yeah.
I
But
mean, she
again,
literally just did.
At
did
least it's
what?
2 years that we can wait. We can hunt down the members, plus my organization I'm hoping to have fixed by then. We can hunt down these members on our list, and we save the day. We just need to defeat the cult here and now before they start popping up more titans.
So we just scrap the paper, go to Thezer's office, tell him to shove it, and just tear the house down until everyone stops fighting us.
Garrus, can I see your contract? Quick. Ari looks at the contract while you guys are talking.
Well, Friend had it, so yep.
Oh yeah. Ask friend
Yeah, she
borrow it.
gives it.
Okay. She does a little magic detecting magic on it and other stuff. Make sure there's no illusions on it. And she reads it over, and in a few minutes she's like, Garrus, if you kill him with this, then you should be done. That's one less person on our list to kill.
Now, say a second person put on theirs that they wanted a different person dead. Such as Camilla.
We could, but this is a 1v1 duel fight. So whoever signs this has to 1v1 duel, and we can't interrupt or help in any way.
And who would be the most competent to put in that fight with Thezer? From what I understand, the few encounters you've all had, they haven't gone well.
Well, I know Garrus has a beef with him, but Speen, you're a very competent fighter.
I don't want to steal a battle that isn't mine.
It's not really a matter of taking a battle that isn't yours, it's taking the possibility of your friend not being damned to the hells for...
Would Gareth be alright with it, though?
Did you ask Gareth?
I am looking strictly at Gareth at that.
I am keeping my freaking mouth shut because the more you people talk amongst yourselves, the more you're actually coming to sense. So I'm not saying a damn thing.
Gareth? If you don't
Do you
say
want...
anything, I'll make sure that Janice, or maybe someone else far weaker, gets put up against Thesdir.
Well, that's just a death sentence to them. So, I mean, if you want to be that kind of idiot,
So, what is your opinion?
if you're wanting to kill him, freaking kill him. Once again, I'm not saying anything because the more I talk,
You want
the
him
more you
dead.
people
You
will be
want to
talked out of
kill him.
this.
You
I
want
don't
him
need to
dead.
kill him. He just needs to die.
He just needs to die. But who says I will be able to?
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. That's why I've been asking. We can throw whoever we want at this fight, but
Well, it's either that or we storm their headquarters, which we don't know what's there, and try to defeat them at the ritual site, which, again, we don't know how big of an army they have. At least this guarantees a 1v1 fight with no interference.
okay, but the point still is, though, is how are we going to get someone into that 1v1 fight without any kind of outside assistance? Just so far from the handful of conflicts I've had with everyone, it's like an insect. We're all part of the same insect, but we're all different legs. And as soon as you start plucking legs out, the insect can't move and it just withers.
Well, I don't know then. I'd rather not fight them all in their headquarters.
And then if we're gonna 1v1 this Thezzer person, we need to sort out who to send in.
Ari kind of just gets a little quiet. Looks pretty sad.
But it's one of those things that whoever gets sent in, they need to realize that it's to the death and you're not coming back. It doesn't say anything about prep work prior to, but once the duel is started, no
So what it
interference.
sounds like is that we are going to have a 1v1. Someone versus Thesdir. But we need to make sure they're fully equipped to take on anything.
Ari reads over the contract again, and then she gets wide-eyed and just like, no, we can't even prep them. We can't put any buffs on them either.
So they need to be able to buff themselves. They need to have all the proper equipment to be able to deal with it beforehand.
Yeah, it says on here that if they have any items they bring into the battle location are permitted. So
Okay.
items are okay.
But they can buff themselves, have items, and, heaven forbid, have strong enough armor to withstand a couple of attacks. And
Or
be able to deal it back.
able to dodge attacks looking at both Fruin and Garrus. I also have a cloak that's similar to yours. I know how much that helps with me in combat. Maybe one of you two should do it? I know, Sveen, I know you want to get in there.
I don't care. We just need him gone.
Do we even know the scale that this Thezzer guy has in terms of power? The things he can do?
Well, he has the King's Blade.
Oh, and by the way, throw freaking wings and lunk out.
But if he flees the dueling arena, like, wouldn't that be a forfeit?
Or we can put in the contract that he can't use his Ethereal Walker abilities and he can't change shape. Would that be okay?
I mean, that gives
My
whoever...
biggest concern for everyone is the King's Blade.
But as soon as you start limiting him on what he can bring to the battlefield, you know he's going to say the same thing to whoever goes into the fight with him. And as soon as you start plucking those resources off one of whoever goes in there, like your axe, you're done. Yeah, the King's Blade is something that's like powerful and ain't something to like necessarily fuck around with. But at the same time, if we tell him you can't use the King's Blade, he can be like, okay, well you can't use this.
But we can at least limit down to what abilities he can use. So he has to fight us in his base form, so change into whatever battle form that Garrus saw, and he can't use just poofing out of there. Yes, he might limit 2 abilities for us, but it's better than him just, oh, I'm sick of fighting, just poofs.
Well, what if we just set like arena restrictions? You know, it can only be this big by this tall. And if he goes into his bigger form and exceeds that height, that would be breaching the contract. Because how much bigger does he get in this other form?
You know how Blanc gets like 3 times bigger?
That was Anna.
No.
No, we're talking Blanc. He has the poofy Witcher version, unless I'm totally misrepresenting that in my
You
brain.
are
It's Anna
misremembering.
that can grow in size.
I know Anna can. I know she can. I just thought Blanc could too.
Nope.
One can't, no.
Hmm. Well, then I seem to remember some picture of that.
I think we were all making a meme about it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do it.
Because if we can restrict it that you can only say the arena is 30 by 30 by 15, I mean, would that restrict his height enough that he can't shift without breaking that zone?
Yeah, I say that could be possible.
I mean, that way there's arena restrictions and there's no immediate sign. Like, he would be like, he would look at it and be like, oh, well, they can't fly either. And they wouldn't be able to shift either. So we would more or less be on an even playing field. And if he decided to shift, he would have to be in a really weird folded position to be able to stay within that. So him trying to attack would be worse off than if he just stayed normal. So that way there's no ability restrictions in paper. So
Yeah, I'll say that's plausible. We should.
but you'd also have to make it one of those things where it's just like the participant has to willingly move through it. So if someone, you know, pushes the other through the barrier that or through the restricted zone, that the zone would move with them. But
Oh,
the
I don't see what's wrong with a ring out. That seems like an easy out. That seems like a good thing.
a ring out would result in an instant death because this is a fight to the death. And if the King's Blade is as potent as you're saying it is, it wouldn't take too much in my mind to ring out one of us and just be done with the fight.
Strange question to ask, but what if multiple of us want to fight him
And he's gonna
on the
start throwing.
contract?
He would want to have put right into the contract that he's gonna throw in his biggest hitters.
But if we
And
put
now
into
we're
the
dealing.
contract that multiple of us want to fight him, together versus him.
That would be suicide on his part if he agreed to it. I mean, what if I came to you, Sphene, and said that me, Gareth, and Ari want to fight you to the death by yourself? Would you sign that?
No. It was a thought.
Keeping this on one is the best bet we have, because that way we know what is going into that fight. As soon as you start out adding outside factors from the members of this cult that we don't really know much about, that's where things can really get out of hand. And who's to say that during this one-on-one, the rest of the party goes and interferes with the other members of the cult? Because he would have to willingly leave the fight to assist everyone else. And if we put those ring out restrictions in there, he can't. So you have
So
the
we'd have
one
to hit him where it hurts, though.
well, you have the one-on-one going on, and then you send the rest of the party after the cult. Then you go and deal with Camilla and whoever
But to
else.
get him to willingly come out, he has to know what we're doing.
You sign this contract and set the ring out restrictions, and you just don't tell him that we're going to be messing with the rest of his people.
But he needs a reason to leave willingly. If he doesn't know, why would he leave?
That's the whole point, is we would hope he doesn't. So that the people doing the one-on-one could do the one-on-one, while the rest of the party deals with the other individuals.
But if he
Except
leaves, that's an instant kill.
if he leaves, it instant kills him. Because
Yes,
then it's done. Then the fight's over. We win. That's
and we
one
want him to do that.
Then why do you make that sound like a bad thing?
I wasn't! We need a
Yes, you
reason
were.
for him to willingly come out.
I mean, he's gonna have people watching, you know that. Whoever he's fighting in a one-on-one, then he turns and sees the rest of the party slaughtering his people, which is not protected by the contract. Especially if Camilla's there. He's gonna want to try and find a way to get out of that, and the only way is either A, breaking the constriction zone, which would kill him, or he would have to fight the other person and kill them.
Which
So
means he'll
yeah,
bring out the biggest guns he has.
which means that if he shifts while in the constricted zone, he breaks the height barrier, he rings out, and it's still a loss on his end.
Before we go and do that, I want a plan of how we're attacking the rest while the 1v1 is going on.
Again, that's assuming he has an audience. I'm assuming he's going to have an audience. He seems like kind of a pompous individual.
I mean, we can make a request that we want it to be shown off.
Pay-per-view, make a little money.
I think if he witnesses us starting to knock out low members of his cult, he's going to have the inkling that maybe Camilla's next on the chopping block, whether she's there or not.
So that's why we needed there to be an audience of them.
That's what I'm saying. I doubt that Camilla would come out. But at least, get a bunch of his little henchmen, because they're not protected by this contract. And they can't breach and interfere.
So we needed a scenario where whoever is fighting him individually, and most of the people there watching is us and his people.
I mean, that's the only two parties that would be involved. I mean, are you going to get the Prince of the Red City in to watch this fight?
So we need
I mean, if you have it in the arena. I have a thought. Why couldn't you people on the outside, whoever's on the outside that is, just make an illusion around this ring that he's losing and try whip some of his cultists into a fervor that they want to go help him. And they, well, I'd say ring out, but they would ring in as they charge in to save their dearly beloved.
Well, that's written in the contract, and they wouldn't understand the risk of the contract. I don't think they would risk that. I mean, I know
It says
they're
no
cult.
interference from the outside. That
I
would be
know
interference from the outside.
it would be interference, but the thing is I don't honestly think that, again, they're cultists, but I don't think they're completely inept. I think they would know what's at risk if they
Well, that's
interfered.
why you got to whip them into a fervor.
That's something we just kill them off. Just be done with them. Because whoever we put in that arena, we have some kind of hope that they'd be willing to kill him.
Lung pipes up. Why not both? We can trick half of them to jumping into the arena and we can kill the other half.
Do we have people that have any kind of illusionary magic to that degree?
Where's that cat? The cat can do it.
I don't know.
You mean Freya?
Yeah, her. She's an illusion caster thingy, right? Well, she joins us, does a big illusion thingy, have half the cultists jump in it, killing Sesdir, killing half the cult, and then we go and kill the Hez people. I mean, Seal can do that.
But the moment we start killing, if Camilla isn't there, she's going to hear wind of it and run.
Well, then we just go find her. We're strong, we're powerful, we're like gods. Come on. Just go find her and kill her before they can do the ritual thingy.
I mean, we know where she's going to go, so if she runs, like, we can just...
Yeah, isn't it like Angel's Tears or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like
if
we
we
know,
just
like we know where
occupy
she's
Angel's
going.
Tears, we should
So she
prevent all
doesn't
this.
really have a choice. She wants to complete the ritual, she has to go there, which means we just go there. So even if she runs, we'll be able to get to her.
Also, friend, do you have that deck of cards? I want to play with that.
Don't let him, please.
Part of me wants to just because I'm curious what would happen to him, but the other part of me doesn't, you know, the whole not dying thing for a few years. I just want to keep that up.
Well, I had a deck of cards like that once. It was awful to me. But I wanna try again.
We'll discuss that later, maybe. But anyways, so are we set on fighting him one way or the other, regardless of what kind of shenanigans we do outside this little bubble?
Whoever's going in, I want them to have the ring that you gave me. I'm gonna change out a spell. It'll give them a bit of help. I have a spell called Magic Circle. And if we keep the dimensions right, 10-foot radius. That's 20 feet across and 20 foot high.
But again, that depends on how high does he stand when he changes. That's the whole key to this.
As long as he's in it, that's fine.
Not fine for the person inside if he shifts.
Garrus, make a history check.
Because with this spell,
Okay, you remember that he didn't change size, he just grew wings.
You said he got bigger.
He maybe get just like a foot or two bigger. But
He got a foot or two taller, guys, but otherwise he just popped them wings out. There.
but then,
They have been
whoever
notified.
fighting with it, the other person, the one fighting them, aka Thesdir, has a harder time hitting them.
I don't think that's how that spell works. Give me
The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets within the cylinder.
But
Yeah,
that's
wouldn't that be
assuming that the
Ari
creature
pipes
is
up? Wouldn't that be
outside.
interfering?
Not if they have it.
But you're giving a ring to someone, so that would be a beforehand buff, which would
Nope.
breach the contract.
They use the spell when they're in it.
But you are giving them the ring.
It says they can bring in whatever items they want.
Exactly. It's an item.
So with that, this is an out-of-game thing. With that magic circle spell, the creature having disadvantage on attack rolls against targets within the cylinder is assuming that your thing that you're trying to diddle up is outside of the circle.
Also, the 1 minute casting time,
Yeah.
and
I tried.
you got a good idea. You just gotta watch those casting times.
Casting times and spell specifics.
Fight. Fight.
So we're fighting it. Like, let's just get this sorted out. Who's going in? Granted that those three pointing at Ari, Lunk, and Emily. Or Lunk, Emily, and Janice, sorry. Those three I don't think would be the best to get sent in.
Ari pipes up. I also think I'd be better off on the outside killing the cultists.
So that's 4.
So it's up to you, Sphene, Warframe, and Gareth. It's up to you three which one of you wants to go fight him.
And Gareth, not to be mean, but the one little spat I had with you, you need a little bit more training.
You already see, well, Gareth has already commented that he's not saying anything, but you see his face get really red as if he's about to frickin' murder you.
At least he doesn't have the sword in his hand.
Oh, we got a different sword now. Don't you worry.
Sorry about that.
The doggo wants attention.
No, she's dreaming.
Which makes it even more adorable.
She's laying in her cage, belly up, just howling into my dresser. Why don't you wake yourself up, retard? So, that being the case, Fiend, do
Yes.
you do better in group fights or one-on-ones?
Ari pipes up. Sphene, if Censor does transform, you can transform as well.
Yes. I do have an ability to change myself as well.
But you're still within that constricted zone. You have to keep that
I
in
don't
mind.
change size. I
I'm
get a
not
pair of
saying
celestial wings.
I get that. You move around a lot. My point still being, you're still within that constricted zone. You gotta keep that in mind. So your mobility isn't the best.
So then I do what I normally do and go up and hit him. Keep it up close and personal to him. Thusly, what's the need to go around flying everywhere? That's what I usually do most of the time That was out of character.
Mm.
Because here's a thought that I have.
Alright.
And if this thought continues, goes somewhere, Ari, we are trading cloaks. Technically speaking, Titan is more. What's the word I want to use? I don't mean this harshly, but an accessory.
I can just imagine that in the background.
Yeah, dog's whining.
Giving him head pats as I say that. If I go into that arena with him, Titan would technically be going in with me. Because he is, by
An outside
definition.
interference.
Well, he's not outside interference if he is under my immediate control, which he is. And I don't think that's something that Fezer has exactly planned.
But it's also skating on a gray line.
Yeah,
But
that'd be really
skating,
pushing the boundaries of that rule.
it'd be pushing it, but the thing is it's not strictly prohibited.
At least not yet until you guys modify the contract.
Well, you just don't tell him. If I say I'm going in and I'm gonna fight you, being, me, and I would go there to fight, every fight we've been in, you all have seen, Titan's been right there. Every fight. So if him and I agree to bringing everything at our disposal within that ring, Titan would be within reason of being brought in. It's not technically outside interference if it's something that is in my control.
Arya turns to Garrus. Garrus, you look like you're sinking.
Hold on, I'm not done formulating the thought to the DM. Don't you jump the gun.
Because the other thing is too is that even if Feather catches on to that and says no to Titan, he could still realistically help outside with the rest of you.
Well, yeah, you really could. Could use another hand in killing.
So I mean, whether Titan comes with me or not isn't the biggest thing. It's just that if we can squeeze in across that gray line with Titan in there, Feather's all but dead in that scenario.
We also don't know what all the powers the King's Blade has, and what all powers Sesir has. The one in-person conflict we had with him, he showed a lot of cards just to Garrus.
I know, but the thing is, though, is I'm an outside factor to him, too. He's never seen me before. He doesn't know anything about what I bring to the table. He's fought Garrett. He's had his agents fight you, the rest of you, I'm assuming. So he would have some kind of inkling on what you do. I would be something he would have no real way of countering. With or without Titan in the ring with me.
it's a strong possibility we can try to convince them what this plan would work.
Well, again, you just
Yeah,
we
it
don't.
all depends. Does Titan is it considered outside appearance or an item? Because it's a really thin line across with an animal.
I mean, he is, but in a lot of ways, his life is dependent on whether I'm around or not. If I die, he's dead. It's my magic and my power keeping him alive. So by all intents and purposes, he is an extension of me.
It's one of those loophole things. In double contracts, they double feed off loopholes. So you have to be very specific that Titan is considered an item.
Well, the way you would describe the word that I guess is that within this circle that we make up, the two combatants are able to use any and all resources at their disposal. And in that turn of phrase, Titan would be considered my personal resource.
But then
During
what
the,
resources does it open him up to?
I mean, from what I understand, he's going to be, his abilities in the King's Blade.
And any items he brings in, which we don't know. He could bring
I
one of those
mean,
balls of binding again and completely wreck us.
well, he can't fight you on the outside. It would have to be with me.
Like, could throw the ball of binding at you and bind you up like Riker did.
I mean, don't we have some of those? We kept some from the fight we had with Riker and his goons.
No, I think they took those back.
I don't think they did. I think they picked up the ones that weren't binding us because we untied the few of us that were tied up. Because they threw a lot of them that missed. I'm pretty sure we have at least a couple on us somewhere.
Oh, if we do, that'd be a great boon for whoever's going in to fight him.
But what doesn't say that he doesn't have them as well?
Well, you
Exactly.
just hope that that the person you send in has it and goes in first, or they attack first.
I like the plan. It's just that we have to be very specific on what hands we can use. Or else he's gonna pull some like Barad ball binding BS.
Well, I mean, do you think he personally owns all of that stuff? Because you could put that in there.
No, he
That
could
the two combatants go in with their personal resources. So if it's not something that is strictly under his ownership, he can't bring it in.
but it also includes for us. We can't trade items
Can't we?
out to really buff one person.
I'm pretty maxed out on what I can take, honestly. Between the things I've found and the things I can create myself, I'm as loaded as I can personally get.
If you're confident that you can do it with all the stuff that you personally own,
Or we could put in as personal item seems very loosely termed. We
Well,
could put
personal, I
in the
mean,
definition as personal item is something that you've personally had on you for more than a week. Bring it into him less than a week. Thusly, he cannot claim anything new.
well, when's this fight gotta happen?
You mean anything that wouldn't be on him for a week?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when does
Thusly,
this
he
fight have?
cannot prepare, but we, thusly knowing what we are doing, can prepare you, thusly you have the items for longer than a week.
Well, we need to have this fight done before the cult does their thing during the blood moon.
I mean,
That
can't
gives
we
us 2
just
weeks.
say,
A week was
like, does it say, like,
thorough.
when this fight's gotta happen? Like, can we just, like, sign it and go back to him right now and be like, whatever you're carrying outside, let's go?
I mean, that could also work.
You catch him flat-footed, he only has the King's Blade and the few resources he has. I never leave home without being loaded, and Titan's with me at all times. So we could sign it, go there, and be like, outside right now, these are the dimensions of the arena we fight in.
But then we cannot guarantee that all of the members outside are guild members.
We don't need if we have a few, we have a few. That's fine, but we need him to die. That's the whole point. We know where the rest of the cult is going to be going. They're going to be running back to Angel's Tears. This whole thing is to catch him as flat-footed as possible and hit him with everything we have.
What if we delayed just a couple of days? When the Dawn Forger is ready. As you said, they're going to flee towards Angel's Tears. Those of us not participating in the fight could be on the Dawn Razor, catching them.
How about the participant just wear a suicide vest? I would do it. We'll
That
send
sounds
in
like
a Titan with a suicide vest, one of those bombs that we took off the convoy.
We threw them into the ocean, I thought.
Nope, we gave them away.
He gave him to the Magician's Guild.
Yep.
Magus Guild.
And like they let us have it,
and like
seeing as they're so dangerous.
I'm gonna
Plus,
be
the only way they trigger is with height.
The thing only says that the loser doesn't get revived. It doesn't say anything about the winner not getting revived.
I'm not putting a vest like that on Titan.
Or anyone.
I hate to see an animal be
Huh.
cruelly subjected to that.
But you're okay with the person exploding themselves. Okay, I see.
I mean, I'd
Besides
rather
the
not
point.
have any of us do that, because I hate to have to mop up whatever is left of you to try to revive to begin with.
Just saying, you people want a foolproof way.
So the thing is if we give him time to wait, then that's time for him to gather, to get things on the buy. Because he more than likely knows that we're coming at him, and we're ready to fight him. So he's probably already been preparing during the time we talk.
Told them a reason.
I mean,
Poppable vest.
how many days is it going to be until the cult can do the ritual?
2 weeks.
Okay.
14 days.
We kill him today. The cult runs away. They can't exactly do the ritual beforehand. Gives the ship time to get repaired. Gives us time to collect ourselves. Hopefully the person that went in to fight him is in good condition. And then we go after the cult. They're the ones with the time restriction, because I doubt if they pop that ritual prior to that's going to end well for them.
So all that's left then is to decide who's going and what they're going in with. And it sounds like you're volunteering yourself.
All I'm saying is this: if I'm going in, I want Ari's cloak, and if I win with this, several of us in this party are having some very lengthy conversations.
I wonder who one of those might be.
As much as I would prefer to not put myself in situations like this, and I would like to be able to see 87, at the same time, if we don't deal with this now, I'm not going to be seeing 87 anyway. So,
Well, let's get you as prepared as we can then.
I mean, like I
Before you go in.
said, I'm usually as prepared as I can possibly be.
How many potions do you have?
No, I got some. Of course, they're not fucking in here. I have a handful. I know that much. Because we've done a lot of potion swapping. I know I got a bunch of like generic ones somewhere, like at least
How
3 or
about
4.
breeder healing potions? Do you have any of those?
No, those kind of anything bigger than like the common ones. I have none.
You get 2.
Be back.
As you guys are switching items, that's where we're in tonight. Because I can't give away Ari's cloak when Ari's not here.
Damn it, Ari!